Hey, what's up? I'm Aaron Cartier and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today is going to be a fun video because today we are going to be playing in some makeup. This is not going to be a tutorial or anything. I just figured it would be something fun to do because if you don't know, this month, the month of June, is Pride Month. So there are Pride events going on all over the world. So I figured I would come on here and do something fun for Pride. Kind of talk about the struggle of being a gay person in America, being black and gay, the struggles we have to go through, things we have to go through to become our authentic, true self, true selves, and all of that jazz. So I was just like, let me just do some makeup while I talk about that just to give some fun content, something fun. I'm going to try to do this eye makeup that I saw Patrick Starr do on his TikTok. I'll insert the video here.
That child is ugly, but she got confidence. She got a beat on, she got confidence. That's selling face.
Clap, bitches clap, clap, bitches clap.
So it's supposed to be very simple and easy from what he says. I am not a makeup artist. I am not a makeup expert. I am not a makeup guru or anything like that. I used to wear makeup like a few years ago, like constantly, like all the time. But as of lately, I kind of slowed down. I really don't do it anymore unless it's like a major event or something that I feel like requires me to give a little extraness. So I just wanted to come on here, do something fun, do something uplifting for Pride, you know, talk about everything we have to go through, and hopefully provide some teachable moments to people who are not in the community, maybe people who are in the community who, you know, may have stories that are a little more friendly or a little more easier. I've definitely been lucky and been blessed to where, you know, I haven't had to go through much. You know, as a person that's part of the community, I have been through some things, but there are people that go through a lot worse. So if you are a part of the community, please feel free to comment down below, leave some rainbows in the comments, let me know your stories, what you have gone through to become who you are, who you have become for your authentic self and all that, because I would love to hear it. I love hearing people's stories and how they were able to push through and become the amazing being that they are. If you are new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Aaron Cartier and I create fashion and lifestyle videos. I upload a new video every Sunday. If it is the kind of content that you enjoy, please make sure that you do hit that subscribe button down below. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and with your help we can definitely get there. So share this video with your family, your friends, and all the people that you think may enjoy this. Please also make sure that you do hit that like button. That helps push me out there, helps my face get out there to more people so they are aware of me, and possibly hit that subscribe button as well and join the family. If you are a returning viewer, like I always say, thank you so much for coming back and checking me out. You did not have to, and yet here you are, and I am very, very appreciated for that. And without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into this because I don't want this video to be too long. Makeup sometimes can take a long time, so I'm gonna try to make this a fast makeup journey because I don't want to sit here all day. I don't want to have you here all day. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Alrighty, so we're going to do eyeshadow first because that is what he did. I'm going to be using this Morphe palette. It's very old and it's just basically like the colors of the rainbow, as you can see. So he took a tissue like this and just dipped it in there. So I'm just going to dip it all in the red. Get a nice coating, very pigmented in red, and I'm just going to pack it on the eye, and that's what we're going to do for the entire eyelid. So let's go ahead and let's see what it's going to give. So I wanted to basically come on here and create this video basically to talk about the gay community and talk about the things that we have to go through as a people and stuff like that. So for me, basically growing up, I always knew that I was different, and I kind of hate using the word different when it comes to, you know, being gay and stuff like that. I kind of hate when people say, oh, I'm different and stuff like that, but I always kind of knew that something inside me, you know, was a little bit not normal. Probably since like being in the 4th grade. I have to rip a piece of tissue for each color, so pardon as I do that. But since the 4th grade and stuff like that, and I want to say I was always afraid of coming out and stuff like that. I feel like I tried my best to hide it. I probably did not do a good job at doing that, because when I was in high school and hell, even like elementary school, people were still saying stuff, and I guess people kind of already knew. Well, I don't want to say people kind of already knew. I guess I was very flamboyant, which I didn't feel like I was when I was in school, but I guess I was flamboyant when I was in school and stuff like that, and I guess that gave me away. But yeah, it was definitely a struggle, because when you're in school, kids are very mean, very rude, they pick on you and stuff like that, so people would definitely say stuff to me, but I definitely tried to hide it as best as I can. I didn't do a good job. I even when I was in my boy group, we all tried to hide it. Basically, we were in the group, and this was a different day and age. This was a different time. This was the early 2000s, so people were definitely not so nice. I mean, people are still not nice these days. The struggle is still definitely real. I feel like I used a lot more orange than I did red. The struggle is still definitely real out here and stuff, but it's gotten a little better, but it's definitely not as good as it probably could be. But I always feel like I had to try to pretend to be something that I wasn't. Like I said, I was in a group, and I feel like during that time it was definitely no male singers out there. At least they weren't out or anything like that out there in the world. I feel like everybody was in the closet, and they were trying to pretend to be something that they weren't. Ooh, this yellow is very like crunchy. It's like very like weird. Like it's very, I don't know. It's not giving what it needs to give. The yellow is very messy. But I definitely was trying to be something that I wasn't. I feel like I said, I feel like there weren't a lot of people that were out during that time. Everybody was in the closet and hiding and stuff like that. So I definitely felt the pressures of, being in a group, being in a boy group at that, and we were like an R&B pop group. So any little thing we did, like one time we performed and we threw we threw like confetti in the air because we were doing the dance break from Michael Jackson's Scream. And it's a part in the song where they basically, it shatters, like glass shatters. So we threw like some confetti in the air just to represent the glass, because we're musicians, creativity. But everybody was calling us gay after that. They're like, oh, y'all threw glitter in the air. That's gay. That's so gay. And it's like, why can't we express our art, our creativity and artistic and our artistry? Why does it have to be, oh, you're being gay just because you are throwing some confetti in the air to represent glass? And like I said, back then, people were so small-minded. Even still now, people are still kind of small-minded. And I feel like that's all we were trying to do. Like, we weren't trying to do anything crazy, but still we got criticized. And I feel like it's so hard for people, especially in the Black community. It's very hard to be yourself, because Black people, I'm sorry, they are very judgmental. And I hate to talk about my people in that way or make it sound that way, but it is definitely true. Black people are very judgmental. And, as someone who grew up in the church and stuff like that, that makes you even more scared to want to come out and stuff like that. That makes you not want to be who you are for your pride. So growing up Black, you have to try to pretend. I feel like that's why we have so many DL men out here in the world, because the Black community is very, very harsh when it comes to being that. Like, you already have to have judgment from the world because of your color of your skin, and then you have to have judgment from your people because of what you like. And I feel like that's just not right. And like I said, that's why we have so many DL people, because Black people are always like the first to chastise you. And when you're growing up, they're telling you, you better not be this way, you better not be like this, you better not be like that. And I feel like it's very, very hard out here for him, because now you have to worry about, oh, is my family going to disown me? Are my people going to hate me because of who I am, because of what I like? And I feel like that's kind of unfair and stuff like that. But I don't really know what to do in that regards to get over it. Okay, it's not looking too bad, too shabby. All right, so this is the eye. This is as good as it's going to get. We are now going to move into foundation. I don't really do much on my brows because I like my brows how they are. They're nice, natural, and bushy. Hopefully this foundation is a decent color match. We will definitely see. If not, we'll figure it out as we go. But like I was saying, I feel like a lot of, what we go through does come from our own community because we're chastised. We're told we're supposed to be one way. We're told we're supposed to act one way and be some type of way. And I feel like you really don't get over that as you grow up. As you go through life, I feel like you still, I almost forgot to color correct. Well, I feel like I don't really need to color correct because this is not a tutorial, this is just for fun. So, but as you go through life, I feel like you really don't get over that too much. I feel like you still take that with you. Because I find myself sometimes still trying to, blend in sometimes. Now, if I'm comfortable around you and I really know you and you're like one of my really, really, really good friends, not even if you're really one of my really, really good friends, even if I just feel comfortable around you or, you're one of my good friends and you take me around your people, then I'm going to, I'm going to be my natural self. But sometimes I still find myself trying to pretend to be straight acting almost, if you get what I'm saying. I try to, act like I'm something that I'm not. Because one time I had a guy, when I was working, this guy would I obviously could tell he was part of the family. And we were talking, he was trying to tell me like, instead of saying he had a boyfriend, he was trying to say he had a girlfriend. And I was just like, okay, first off, I know that's not true. But I was just like, why is he trying to pretend that, that he has a girlfriend? And a lot of the times when I'm working and I'm working with one of my good friends, a lot of people will think we're a couple. But I don't know why, because I feel like I'm more so the in-between type. I'm not always real feminine. I'm not always masculine either. So I feel like sometimes maybe that's what it is. Maybe because I don't always, I switch between energies. So people sometimes try to contribute and think that means that, oh, he's straight, oh, he's dating this person and stuff like that. But like I said, I feel like you never grow out of that because when you're growing up and stuff like that and you're constantly being asked, oh, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? And then you have people in school like constantly pointing that out to you because you want to blend in. You want to try and not stick out, you don't want to try to give away your tea and people to know about you. So you're constantly trying to perpetuate this image of this straight person. But I feel like you really don't grow out of that. Now, some people may grow out of that, the more feminine, guys, they may grow out of that and they'd be like, I don't give a F-U-C-K. I'm going to be my 100% authentic self. And I'm sorry if this looks dark. To me, it looks dark in my monitor, but hopefully I can try to fix that. But you never really grow out of that. You're constantly wanting to be something that you're not. You're constantly wanting to pretend. And, I think you still go through that. And it's also hard being in this community too, because you sometimes feel like you can never be your all the way authentic self within this community. Because it's always like, within this community, you're being judged a lot. Like if you're not this hyper masculine person, if you're not this super mask guy, then people are going to constantly be judging you and trying to make you out to be something that you're probably not. If you're not hyper masculine, or if you don't have this perfect physique, if you don't have this amazing body and stuff like that, if you're not giving off trade, which I definitely have been someone who has been caught doing that, especially when I was in high school. When I tell you, all I wanted was a thug. If you weren't a thug, if you weren't like super masculine, girl, I didn't want anything to do with you. Like when my friend would be like, oh, what kind of guys do you like? Child, I'll be like, I want a thug. I want a straight up thug. I don't want nothing else. But I feel like we all go through that. Even straight women, I feel like go through that where it's constantly like, we want to have a bad boy, and for some reason that bad boy is like the kind of guy you want. But then as you get older, you kind of learn that bad boys have nothing to offer you. They can't give you anything. They're not going to do anything but borrow your car, turn it back with no gas in it. They're going to ruin your credit. You know, it's going to be a toxic relationship. You're going to do nothing but argue all the time. And who really got time for that? Ain't nobody got time to be sitting around arguing, be sitting around doing that all day. But within this own community where it's supposed to be all about acceptance, we're all constantly judging each other. We're constantly being like, oh, he's too feminine. Oh, he's too fat. Oh, he's too black. Oh, he's too this. He's too that. Like, it's constant judgment within a community where it's supposed to be a bunch of acceptance because we're already being judged by the outside world, and now we're out here judging each other, which never made sense to me. Like I said, I have been guilty of that, and the older I get, I definitely try to work on that and try to get outside my preferences and try to get outside my box and stop trying to, you know, put people in a certain type of category and stuff like that. Yes, we all like what we like, but sometimes your soulmate is not going to be exactly what you want or what you're like or what you're looking for. So it's okay to be more open. And especially like on Pride Month, this is Pride Month, all about acceptance, but we're still out here arguing with each other and trying to find the most masculine DL trait, which is so crazy to me. But more so about my story, I guess you could say, just to give you all a background. So I was somebody who grew up in the church. I was a church child, I guess you could say. And that kind of had a bit of, I don't want to say that kind of is what kind of held me back from coming out for a long time. I didn't come out officially until I was freaking, I don't want to say my age, until I was grown. I didn't come out until I was 30. So it was just like, you know, people knew. It's not something you can hide, especially someone like me. I love the arts. Not saying that that makes you, you know, a part of the community if you like the arts, but I was someone who loved the arts. I loved singing. I loved dancing. I was obsessed with Britney Spears. Like, that was my girl and stuff like that. When I was younger, I always, when my friends would always play Power Rangers, I always wanted to be the Pink Ranger. I always wanted to, when I would play video games, I always picked the girl characters. I would pretend that I was the Spice Girls with my friends and stuff like that. So it's like definitely, you know, was evident. But you know, during that time I didn't know what it was called. And like I said, this was the early 2000s, like the late 90s, early 2000s. So it definitely was a different time back then. Things were not as acceptable as it was now. Like, things are still not all the way acceptable, but back then, child, you better pretend that you are something that you're not. It was not acceptable or anything like that. And being somebody who grew up in like a church system, it was always hard because, you know, when you're not necessarily mindful or anything like that, but when you're constantly seeing things on TV and stuff like that, and they're always constantly saying, oh, you're gonna go to hell, you're gonna go to this, you're an abomination. It's like, why would people want to come out so they can be condemned for the rest of their lives and told that who they are is bad? And it's just like, do you think that anybody grows up wanting to be in this lifestyle? Do you think people are born and just wake up and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to decide that I want to be gay. I'm going to decide that I'm going to like the same sex. Do you think somebody wakes up one day and thinks that? Because that's not how it works. Who wants to walk around on the street and, you know, get beat up because of who they are, being their authentic self, or wearing a certain thing that people think only a certain gender can wear? Or who wants to go to school every day and get bullied and get harassed? Who wants to constantly be threatened and told their life doesn't matter and told that they're, like I said, an abomination and stuff like that? No one wants to live like that. Like, that's not a great way to live. So to think that somebody will wake up and choose this lifestyle is like a complete mess, because nobody is choosing to be this way or anything like that. I really need a better mirror. Like, girl, I'm using this small mirror. I don't know what I was thinking, but no one wants to grow up being like that or living this type of lifestyle or living this way or anything like that. Like, who wants to go through that? Who wants to constantly be, you know, the finger pointed at and stuff like that. Like, it's awful. I definitely think that we are making strides as a people and learning to be more accepting and kind of learning to mind our business a little more. We still have a long way to go. It's still people out there that they can't mind the business that pays them for some odd reason, and I don't know why. I'll never understand why. You just can't mind the business that pays you. Why we gotta be worried about the next person and what they doing and who they sleeping with and who they being with. Like, I don't understand that. It's so weird to me why people always gotta be in other people's business and stuff. But you know, people are nosy and they just can't mind theirs. But seeing that this generation has people like Lil Nas X, they have Saucy Santana to look up to, it's such an amazing and beautiful thing to me. It's so great because you need to see positive examples of who you can be and what you can be. It lets you know that anything is possible. You can strive for whatever you want to strive for. Just because the world, as I knock stuff on the floor, just because the world tells you that you have to be one way, you can see people that are like, no, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to fold to what society says and the norms of what society tells you to be. I love that, because back then it wasn't really many people or figures to look up to. You were kind of just going with the flow and going as you were and being and looking up to whoever you could look up to. If you had a house back then, like Ballroom House, if you had a gay family, things like that, those were the only people that you could kind of look up to. So now this generation has more people they can look up to. They have more people that they can strive to be like. I really think that it's such an amazing thing. I think that it's such a beautiful thing. I think it's awesome, and I'm just so happy that we're making some type of strides out here, because, you know, it's hard out here for a pimp, especially when you gotta make the money for the rent. Alrighty guys, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is the final beat, just something fun. I put on my Fluid shirt that I wore in 2019 when I was in New York City Pride. I had to bring the camera down a little bit so that you could see it, and it's starting to get dark, so the shadows and all that type of craziness is coming out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this beat. Happy Pride to everybody. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're being safe out there. I'm going to Dallas next weekend for Dallas Pride, or Dallas Black Pride, so I'm very excited about that and all that jazz. But until I talk to you guys in my next video, like I always say in every video, make sure that you shine bright like a diamond. And once again, happy Pride, have fun, celebrate being you, be your true authentic self no matter what nobody says. We love you, you are special, you are one of a kind, and never forget that. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.